Do you regret anything that you said about Cleveland?
Not at all. You like it? You think Cleveland's cool? I mean, I never heard anybody say, I'm going to Cleveland on vacation. I mean, what's so good about Cleveland?
It's moments like that, one among many, that made Joakim Noah such a loved player among Bulls fans. He's probably one of the few players where if he's not on your team, you probably hate him for a lot of the antics, his physical play, the energy and hype he would get from winning. I'll be honest, I could not stand Joakim Noah when he was in college playing at Florida, being coached by Billy Donovan nonetheless. And when the Bulls drafted him in 2007 with the number 9 overall pick, I was a bit hesitant. But right from the get-go, I became a huge Noah fan, even though those first 2 seasons of his were a bit underwhelming in terms of his overall performance. But if you've been following my channel, you know that I am all about players who bring energy, effort, a strong work ethic, but also just make the game fun to watch with the style of play, and Noah did all of that. Next to Michael Jordan, he is my second favorite Bulls player of all time, and it's for a number of reasons that I'll get into in a little bit. But with Noah officially announcing his retirement and will in effect retire with the Chicago Bulls, I thought I would be remiss if I didn't make a dedicated video of the man in the middle, Joakim Noah. So what's going on, everyone? You are listening to Bulls Central here. I hope you're all doing well. Now, this video is a little late given the fact that Noah retired just a few days ago, and I don't think it was much of a surprise to anyone. He obviously had declined significantly in his years after leaving the Bulls, and really that last season he played in Chicago, he wasn't quite the same player that he was all those years with Tom Thibodeau. He did play a small stint last season with the LA Clippers, and the Clippers chose to waive him prior to the start of this season, and the expectation was that Noah would likely be hanging it up. Now, for all of the credit and attention Derrick Rose received for those successful years under Tibbs, where the Bulls were a young, talented, hard-nosed, defensive-minded team, which, don't get me wrong, D. Rose, without a doubt, deserved that credit. He was an incredible talent, the youngest league MVP in NBA history, and he put Chicago back on the map and made the Bulls a contending team again for the first time since the 90s. But I think we sometimes forget that the team wouldn't have been half as successful if it were not for Joakim Noah. Keep in mind, the Bulls at the time were more known for their strong defense. They were the best defensive team in the league. They had a defensive-minded coach in Tibbs. And what made them so great was the hustle and energy they brought on that end of the floor. It didn't matter how great the opposing team was on offense. When they came to Chicago to play, they knew it was going to be a rough night. That's why the Bulls won 62 games in the 2010-11 season, the season where Rose won the MVP. And without leading the charge on defense and being an insane rim protector, one of the best I've seen to wear a Bulls uniform, despite Rose's remarkable talent on offense, it would not have been enough for the Bulls to win as consistently as they did if they did not have Noah in the lineup. Keep in mind, when Derrick Rose got injured, most people thought the Bulls would likely fold and miss the playoffs that season. But no, they actually went on to finish with the 5th seed in the East, and not only that, they went to beat the Nets in a 7-game series in the first round before losing in the second to the Big 3 Heat. But the fact that the Bulls were able to still make that kind of run in being without their best player in Rose says a lot about the impact Noah was able to provide in effectively leading that team as their best player that season. The following season, the year Rose was out for the second time, this was after he returned from his ACL injury, and then this time around he injured himself with a torn meniscus. The Bulls went on again to finish 4th in the East, this time losing in the first round. Now, I know it wasn't all Noah. Luol Deng was a huge piece for that team. Taj Gibson was great as well, obviously. Nate Robinson, as inconsistent as his play was, he stepped up in a huge way to play point guard for the Bulls. But Noah was the best player on that team, the leader of that team. He finished with the highest win shares for each of those seasons in which Derrick Rose was injured. Now, what I liked about Noah so much was that the guy, by all measures, was not an athletic player by any means. He had a weird shot, he moved kind of awkwardly on the floor, you could say sometimes he was a little clumsy, but Noah played each and every game like it was his last. No matter the circumstances of losing your best player and MVP, he always brought his intensity to every game. He played the game like he was a college player in that kind of atmosphere. He taunted, he trolled, he got under players' skins, and I loved all of it. He was a beast on the board, scrappy on defense, and was actually an incredible passing center. We could certainly use those kind of skills on the Bulls right now. Not only just on the court, but I loved what what he did off the court as well, and using his platform as a basketball player to help out the community in Chicago. He was a big advocate on ending violence in the city. He supported many causes, charities, and foundations, just a true class act. Maybe not all the time on the court, but off the court, he did go above and beyond to support his community, and that's something that I really valued in him as a player. Joakim Noah, the two-time All-Star, three-time All-Defensive Team player, a 2014 All-NBA player, and 2014 Defensive Player of the Year. He retires 9th all-time in Bulls franchise history in games played, 9th in steals, 4th in rebounds, and 3rd in blocks. We'll miss you from the game of basketball, Joakim. Thanks for all the memories you gave us as Bulls fans, and we wish you the best of luck in retirement. I hope to see Noah's jersey retired in the rafters. I do think he has earned that for everything he has done for the city of Chicago and the Bulls franchise, and I would honestly love it to see Noah to take some kind of role on the Bulls coaching staff or an advisory role in the future. The Billy Donovan connection is already there, and I think it would be fitting to bring back the energetic, fun-loving guy to the United Center and really mentoring these young guys. Anyway, I know these type of videos don't really get a ton of traffic and views because I'm talking about historical players for the Bulls franchise and not necessarily the current ones. So give it a thumbs up if you ended up liking the video. I don't usually request that, but let's give Noah some love. As always, guys, be sure to subscribe if you're a Bulls fan, as I post daily Bulls content on the channel. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and I will catch you as always in the next one.